What if the way most of us try to help the homeless is actually making things worse? It's a tough question, I know, but we have to ask it. So many of us, with hearts full of the best intentions, have been taught a model of street ministry that accidentally builds more barriers than bridges. We feel that call to serve, we see the brokenness, and we desperately want to share the hope of Jesus. But in our eagerness, we often fall back on a method that, instead of drawing people closer to Christ, can end up pushing them further away. Over the next few minutes, I want to show you the single biggest, most common, ministry-killing mistake that well-meaning Christians make when trying to share the gospel with the homeless. And more importantly, I want to offer a simple, powerful, and biblical shift in your approach that will change everything. This isn't about some new, complicated program. It's about getting back to the heart of the gospel and learning to see people the way Jesus actually sees them. So, if you've ever felt that pull to do something but weren't sure how, or if you've tried before and felt like you failed, stick with me. This is for you. Here's the biggest mistake. We approach the homeless as a project to be fixed, rather than a person to be known. We see a problem, homelessness, addiction, poverty, and our first instinct is to solve it. We see a spiritual condition, lost, and our goal becomes getting them saved. Now, on the surface, those are good desires. But when they aren't rooted in a genuine, dignifying relationship, they turn into what I call the project mentality. What does this look like? It's the tract and run, where we hand someone a pamphlet with a quick, "God bless you," and walk away, never even knowing their name. It's the sermon for a sandwich model, where a meal is offered, but only if people sit through an obligatory sermon first. This feels transactional, creating a dynamic where one person has all the power, the resources, the truth, and the other is just a passive recipient, maybe even a notch on a ministry belt. Think about it from their perspective. We become spiritual salespeople or religious clinicians. We show up with our pre-packaged gospel presentation, our bag of supplies, and our agenda. We might ask a few surface-level questions, but are we really listening, or just waiting for our turn to speak? To deliver the message, to fix their problem. In doing this, we completely fail to see the person in front of us. We see their situation. We see the dirt, the addiction, the sign, the need. But we miss them. We miss the unique, complex story that led them to this exact moment. We miss the trauma, the heartbreak, the humanity. The writer Eugene Peterson warned about this kind of thinking in ministry. He wrote, "The pastors of America have metamorphosed into a company of shopkeepers, and the shops they keep are churches." The same can be said for our outreach. We can accidentally become shopkeepers of salvation, offering a product instead of a person, Jesus. This approach lacks dignity. It often feels more like judgment than love. It communicates, "You are a problem I need to solve," not, "You are a person I want to know." It dehumanizes people the moment we decide we have nothing to learn from them. And that is a massive barrier to the gospel. Nobody wants to be a project. Everyone wants to be seen, known, and loved. This mistake is so subtle because it's born from a good desire. But a good desire with the wrong heart can do more harm than good. If all we do is provide temporary help without showing the eternal hope of Christ in a relational way, we haven't fulfilled our calling. Worse, we may have just confirmed their suspicion that Christians don't actually care about them, just their conversion. So if the project mentality is the problem, what's the solution? The solution is as simple to say as it is challenging to live out. Lead with relationship, not a religious agenda. This is Jesus' model. He didn't just lecture from a distance. He walked with people. He ate in their homes. He listened to their stories. He touched the untouchable. He entered their world and built real relationships. And out of those relationships, lives were transformed. We're called to do the same. This approach really boils down to 4 shifts in how we think and act. Step 1. See the person, not the project. Before you offer a tract, a dollar, or even a prayer, offer your respect. The first step is to see the person made in the image of God, not just their circumstances. And the most powerful way to do that is to learn their name. A name is personal. It's an identity. For so many on the streets, they're invisible. They're that homeless guy, or the lady on the corner, a nameless, faceless part of the background. When you stop, look them in the eye, and say, "Hi, my name is," your name, what's yours? You've already started to tear down the wall between you. You've affirmed their dignity. Introduce yourself first. Ask for their name and then actually use it. Ask them how their day is going. Just start a normal conversation like you would with anyone else. This isn't some secret tactic, it's basic human kindness. You're communicating, "I see you. You matter." Listen to their story. Everyone has one, and listening builds bridges that a sermon could never cross. Step 2. Serve the need, not your agenda. The gospel is about caring for the whole person, body, soul, and spirit. Offering practical help like a bottle of water, a new pair of socks, or some food is a powerful way to show Christ's love in action. It meets a real, tangible need. But here's the crucial part. The help is not a transaction. It's a gift. Don't offer a sandwich on the condition that they listen to you preach. Offer the sandwich because they're hungry and you have one to give. Period. Let the love in that act speak for itself first. This is about being spirit-led, not agenda-driven. Pray before you go out. Ask the Holy Spirit to guide you, to show you who to talk to and what needs to be met. Now, serving the need also means being wise. You can pray for wisdom to tell the difference between a real need and something that might enable harmful behavior. But the goal is always to love, not just to be right. This is the heart of Jesus, who often met physical needs before he addressed spiritual ones. He healed the sick and fed the hungry, and through these acts of compassion, he showed everyone the Father's heart. Step 3. Share your story, not just a sermon. When the conversation does turn towards spiritual things, one of the most powerful tools you have isn't a theological argument, but your own story. Many people on the streets have had negative experiences with religion, or have been preached at more times than they can count. They don't need another lecture. They need to see that faith is real. Share what Jesus has done in your life. Be honest about your own struggles, your own brokenness, and how God's grace met you right there. This does 2 things. First, it makes you relatable. It puts you on the same level, not as a superior, fixer, but as a fellow sinner saved by grace. You're not someone who has it all figured out, but you know the one who does. Second, it makes the gospel tangible. It's no longer an abstract idea about sin and salvation. It's a living reality that changed a real person's life, yours. This is so much more compelling than rattling off doctrines. You are a living, breathing testimony to the power of God. The goal isn't to dominate the conversation. Try to listen 80% of the time, and then speak with humility and love for the other 20%. That kind of vulnerability builds trust and invites them to wonder what Jesus could do in their story. Step 4. Stay consistent, not sporadic. Trust isn't built in a day. For many people experiencing homelessness, life has been a long series of broken promises and people who leave. They've been let down by systems, by family, and often, by themselves. They need to see a familiar, caring face over and over to believe you're for real. This is probably the hardest part of relational ministry. It takes commitment. It means going back to the same places, talking to the same people, even when you don't see immediate results. It means remembering their name next week, asking about that prayer request they shared, and simply showing up. Ministry isn't a one-time event, it's a process. Long-term relationship is how we truly invest in people's lives. A single conversation can plant a seed, but it's the consistent, patient watering of that seed that allows it to grow. You might be the only Jesus that person sees on a regular basis. Your faithfulness to just show up might be the most powerful sermon you ever preach. So what happens when we make this shift? What's the actual difference? Let's imagine two scenarios. First, the project mentality. You hit the streets with tracts and a goal of 5 gospel conversations. You approach a man named Michael, but you don't ask his name. You just say, "Sir, do you know where you'll go when you die?" You hand him a pamphlet, maybe a granola bar, and move on, feeling like you've done your duty. Michael glances at the tract and tosses it in the trash. He wasn't looking for a lecture, he was just lonely. He feels more like a statistic than a person, and his distrust of religious people is quietly reinforced. Now, let's rewind. Relational mandate. You see the same man. You walk up and say, "Hi, my name's," "Your name?" "I was just grabbing a coffee, can I get you one?" He's a little surprised but says yes. You ask his name and learn it's Michael. You sit with him for a few minutes. You don't bring up God. You just listen. You learn he's been on the streets for 5 months after losing his job and that he misses his daughter. You tell him you'll be praying for him and that you're often in this area. The next week, you see Michael again. You greet him by name. "Hey Michael, how's it going?" He remembers you. You talk again. You bring him a new pair of socks because you remembered he said his feet were hurting. You do this for a month. You show up. You listen. You offer small, consistent acts of kindness. Then one day, he brings it up. "Why are you so nice to me?" And now, the door is wide open. You can say, "Because the love Jesus has shown me makes me want to show love to others. He completely changed my life." You share your story. You tell him how Jesus met you in your own mess. Because you took the time to build a bridge of trust, he's actually willing to hear what you have to say. He's not a project, he's your friend, Michael. And the gospel you share isn't a cold transaction. It's a warm invitation into the same hope that drives you. That is the transformation. It moves from conversion at all costs to discipleship through relationship. It's slower. It's messier. It asks more of us. But it's infinitely more honoring to the person in front of you and a far better reflection of the patient, persistent, personal love of Jesus. The biggest mistake we make isn't a lack of passion or a failure to share the gospel. It's sharing the gospel without first sharing our lives. It's treating people as projects to be completed instead of image bearers to be loved. The shift is simple. From agenda to relationship, from sermon to story, from transaction to trust. It's recognizing that we're all broken and in need of the exact same grace. Our job isn't to fix people. Our job is to love people, and in loving them, point them to the one who can truly make them whole. This kind of ministry doesn't require grand gestures. It starts small. It starts with a name. It starts with a conversation. It starts with seeing the person, not the problem. So here's my challenge for you. This week, take one small step. Don't try to launch a whole ministry. Just learn one person's name. Find someone in your community who is experiencing homelessness, look them in the eye, and ask for their name. Offer them a bottle of water or a coffee with 0 strings attached and just have a normal conversation. That's it. Start there. See the person. If this video has challenged or encouraged you, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build a community of believers who want to love their neighbors with more effectiveness and dignity. And in the comments below, I have a question. What is one thing that has held you back from talking to a homeless person in your community? Let's be honest and encourage each other. Thanks for watching. Now, go be the hands and feet of Jesus, one relationship at a time.